this clip on Instagram, and this brother Royce White, and there's a lot of things that he's speaking about in this particular podcast that I feel like is valid. It ring to a lot of things that I'm very passionate about. And I'm about to speak on those things. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start out by letting him say what he gonna say in this small clip. I don't actually know what podcast this was that he appeared on, but Royce White always speaking truth anywhere you see him. And I didn't actually I don't know what podcast this is, and it would be good to find out, and that way you can listen to the entirety of it. But you can get a lot of the clips off this off Instagram, off TikTok. But it's a great interview. But some of the things that he said in his clip, I want to say a minute and a half through, is very valid, and it rings true to some of the things that I'm always speaking about, and things that the black community need to hear, and they need to hear right now, especially the younger blacks. Because I understand that a lot, not all, but most of the older black, they mind is seared with a hot iron on blaming other people for the stasis and the plight of the particular black community, the black Americans. And so I'm gonna let him say what he gonna say, and of course after that I'm gonna add my commentary.
Now, he won't speak on that. Why? Number one, it's an economic injustice that he's done to take that payoff to shut his mouth, because really he should have asked Nike for $40 billion.
Of course.
He should have got at least $500 million a year, if not $1 billion a year, because Nike makes $40 billion of revenue a year, and he represents at least 1/40th of their commercial value and influence.
I agree. 100%.
But he took the billion because when you're a radical materialist and you come from Akron, Ohio, like I come from Minneapolis, or you come from one of these other black communities, you measure your success based on what other black people have. And because other black people don't have $1 billion, he feels that the $1 billion he got is an accomplishment that he can hold over y'all and say, look at me.
Right.
I'm successful. But it came with a quid pro quo. And the quid pro quo is, you are the new head house Negro. You and Obama, sine qua non black bourgeoisie sellouts, the black bourgeoisie. They are the go-between to the black community. They're the ones that are going to negotiate the terms of our social contract with the establishment from now until whenever.
So you call Stephen A. Smith to sell out too?
He's another one. He's just the comment. You got LeBron as an athlete. You got Stephen A. as a commentary voice. You got Barack Obama as a political figure. You got Oprah Winfrey as the women's right. I mean, pick one. It's hard to find a black public figure who's a celebrity who hasn't sold us out. LeBron James.
I always say in my videos and my lectures that black people that's 45 and younger, most, not all, don't think for themselves. They let the rappers, the actors, the athletes think for them. Tell them what to do, what to vote for, who to hate, who to love. And the black people that's 45 and older, they don't think for themselves. They listen to the fake black preachers, which is not all of them, but most of these black preachers, these liberal black preachers. They listen to the members of the Democratic Party that so-called love black people but have never ever done anything for them. They listen to these fake black leaders like Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson. This is all the people they listen to. And they think that these people care about them. They think that these people have their best interests. And you know what? I'm about to get off into that. I'm about to speak about that. And I'm also throw some other names in that pot to show black people that these people do not care about y'all. They using y'all and they exploiting y'all for power and wealth. So we're going to start off with people like Cori Bush, who is a congresswoman in the St. Louis district. Maxine Waters in the Los Angeles South Central district, congresswoman. You got Hank Johnson, he's a congressman. You got, of course, I mentioned Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, Sheila Jackson Lee. She's another one. She's a congresswoman in Texas, Houston. And all these, like I say, these liberal preachers, people like Oprah, Jay-Z, Beyonce, people who is pillars in the black community, people who in the black community actually have a voice. And I'm gonna top all them off with the quote unquote great one, the quote unquote chosen one, who I call the fallen Messiah, because I call him the fallen Messiah because black people thought that he was gonna save them, and yet he did nothing for them. That is, unless they was gay, and I'm speaking of none other than Barack Obama. These people got a voice, bruh. These people is very, very powerful, bruh. And they use their platforms to tell black people to beg for reparations. And as I always state in my videos, I do feel that black people should get reparations. The reparation that I think black people should get is not money. The reparation that I think black people should get is followed. I think that we all, as black people that was descendants of slaves, because we got to get that understood. All black people wasn't descendants of slaves, but if you're a descendant of slave, I think you should get an acre of land. You should be exempt from taxes, and you should be able to get a free education at any college or university. And because Africa is the person who originally sold us to the Arab, which then sold us to the Europeans in America, we should get a stock or some type of stake in natural resources in Africa. And that is the reparations I think black people deserve. But that is not the thing that we should be focusing on in our community. And the thing that we should be focusing on is the fatherless home, which is where pretty much everything starts. We can never start talking about financial literacy. We can never start talking about generational wealth. When I say generational wealth and financial literacy, I'm talking about as a whole, not one particular family. We have to do this thing as a whole because we can't keep having this because it's black people, it's black Americans who do have generational wealth, who do have financial literacy, but they mindset is like I did it for me and mine, right? And that's okay, but where we losing that is these other races don't look at it like that. They all about not only empowering themselves, which is of course self-preservation is the law of the land, but also empowering the people who look like them because they think about things down the line. They think about things generations to come. And although they may keep all the wealth in their particular family, they particular family might marry into a poor family. And so to keep that from happening, they want everybody to be generational, have generational wealth. And so it's not just, oh, because you know, black people, you hear them say that a lot, oh, I had to get it how I live, let them get it how they live. None of these other races operate like that, and that's why they all ahead of us. You got people come in this country from other countries, third world countries, and they come here and they have a rulership mindset. They have a rulership mindset to the point of, listen, I gotta empower myself, not begging nobody, not blaming nobody, but I need to do what I need to do. This is a capitalist country. I need to be a common sense capitalist, make money, and majority of the time they target is of course black Americans because we love to spend money with these other people, right? But that's another video for another day. And so they come into this country with a rulership mindset. They not begging nobody for nothing. They not blaming nobody for nothing. They do what they gotta do. They create their own businesses. And once they create their own businesses, what do? They begin to employ and hire their own, because they understand that it's not just about their family. To create generational wealth, you have to include other people that look like you because somebody in your family could mess up. But if the whole community is empowered, then somebody else can pick you up, right? And this is the issue that we have in the black community, that we don't have rulership mindsets. And it's not about going back to the reparation situation. All these people that I just named, and like I said, Barack Obama was the leader of the free world. This dude had an opportunity. He had an opportunity to tell black people, listen, it's not about blaming white people, blaming the Jew. For one, you need to keep your families together. You need to keep your families together. He never spoke on that. 70% of our children are being raised in matriarchal households, which is where the problem starts with everything else I'm about to speak on. All the things that I'm about to speak on that's plaguing the black community that we have the tool to fix ourselves all starts with the fatherless homes. Little girls need their fathers. Little boys need their fathers. We talk a lot about little boys need their father, but little girls need their fathers too. Because if a little girl is raised up without her father, she never know what real love is from a man. Meaning real love with no strings attached. Not he want your pussy, not he want what you got. He just love you for you, which is what a father's love is, right? And so that young lady, what she does is she goes seeking out a father's love in men, and of course she get disappointed time and time again, and in most situations she get caught or stuck with a baby, and now the cycle repeats. A baby is going to be raised without a father because this young lady was searching for love at a young age because she never experienced what a father's love could be, and now she had a baby out of wedlock, and he being raised without his father, and the cycle continues, and there's so many other issues that come out of the fatherless homes. Same thing for little boys. A lot of these young men. This is why black on black crime is at an all time high, because a lot of these mothers who are raising these young men in the home, they're angry, for a lot of different reasons. Like I say, some of it because their fathers wasn't around, baby daddy issues, and just all the stuff that they got to go through by having to raise children alone. They're angry, and they impose that on the children. Not to mention those children around the mothers and the grandmothers all the time. So all they got is this woman energy in them, which makes them overly emotional. And so they go in their community with other children who dealing with the same thing, overly emotion and anger in a young black man equals killing each other. That's what that equals, violence, right? And it also why a lot of these young men are getting killed by police, because they don't have a father in the home. They're not used to no man, or they're not used to no authoritative figure over them in the form of a man, fussing at them, giving them direct orders. And so when they had these run in with the police, what happens? They overreact, scared a white man, and he already scared of you because the way you look. Doesn't matter if you in going to Harvard or you in the street. He's still scared of you because you're a black man, and all he see coming from black people is violence and chaos. So when you start arguing with him, he's already pissed off, and then now you doing all this resisting and that, and now you end up getting shot and killed. Am I justifying it? Of course not. I'm just giving you the reason. Cause see, my thing is this here. I'm a solutions-based, solution-oriented person. For too many years, we have been talking about the problem, right? We have been talking about racism. We have been talking about police brutality. We have been talking about the problem. And none of these people that I just told you is giving you the solutions, right? These people that call themselves pro-black, they not giving you the solutions. They always blaming somebody else. And like I say, these people that I just told you, these people have the power. You telling me that if Corey Bush, Maxine Waters, Hank Johnson, Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, Sheila Jackson Lee, these liberal black pastors, Oprah, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Obama, all these members of the Democratic Party was constantly telling black people, listen, stop spreading your seed, black man, when you know you're not going to be in that home to raise your son. Black women, stop letting anybody inseminate you, especially a degenerate, somebody who doing things, breaking the law, they a criminal, or they just not responsible. They may not be breaking the law or criminal, but you see this brother laying home at your house every day, not doing nothing but playing a game and smoking blunts. He your son. Why would you reproduce with him, right? So we got to start making better decisions. That's the thing. Nobody want to hold black people accountable. And that's the only way things going to change. We don't need nobody to save us, because guess what? Nobody is coming to save us. And the people that we think going to save us, or the people that we think care about us, they are exploiting us, right? They tell you that the police want to kill black people and all this here. And so what does that do? That instills hate and anger in black people. So when they get pulled over by black police, they overreact. Not just because of aforementioned what I said about not having fathers in the home, but just the stuff that they constantly hearing. They automatically hate police. And so when the police pull them over, they overreact, and then somebody end up getting hurt or beat up or hurt. And then guess what? That's when they get to swarm in the Ben Crumps, the Sheila Jackson Lee, the Al Sharpton, they get to come in and act like they love you, care about you when they don't. And if they and let me show you something. You might say, well, how you figure they don't care about it? If they cared about you, the way they talk about white supremacy, the way they talk about police brutality, the way they talk about systematic racism, they would talk about fathers. They would talk about the 70% of children raised without a father. They would talk about when you get pulled over by a police black man or black woman, don't matter the situation, comply. If you feel like they violated your rights, go to the police station and file a report. Get their badge number, get their name, which they have to give you, and go file a report. And and if you and reach out to us if they don't take care of it, which these days they gonna definitely be on it and investigate it. Black women, stop killing your children in the womb. Stop aborting your babies, which black women lead in, right? Hell, a whole generation of black people then been killed in the womb. Stop killing each other at an all-time high. Stop killing each other at alarming rates. If they cared about you, these are the things that they would constantly put in your face instead of talking about white people. I'm gonna give you an analogy. Say, for you have a child, right? And your child is messing up, and you know he at a school. I'm gonna use school for example. He constantly messing up at school and getting in trouble at school, and he messing up. And instead of holding him accountable, you blame the teachers, you blame the principals, you blame the other students. You blame everybody else instead of saying, look, little Jimmy, look, little Jada, you need to fix your issues. You need to learn how to behave. You need to learn to stop talking in class. You need to learn what to stop doing. That would be the equivalent of that. Sometimes when you speak about these things, the first thing black people want to say, oh, you hate black people. You hate your own kind. No, I love my own kind. The people who hate you is the people who you think, the people who hate you is the people you think love you. The people who telling you to correct your problem and how to correct your problems is the people who really love you, right? And the next thing, these things, and once these things will be taken care of, I tell people all the time, another analogy I will use, the black community is like a house, right? I'm gonna give you an example. The black community is the house, and police brutality, systematic racism, and white supremacy. That's the leaky faucet. That's the leaky faucet. The fire in the bed is a fire in the bedroom. And what is that? Not complying to police, which results in people getting killed and hurt by the police. 70% of our children are raised without a father. Black on black crime is at an all-time high. We abort our babies in the black community. Our black women lead in abortion. In 2020 in New York, it was more black babies that was aborted than born. A whole generation of black babies have been killed in the womb. We don't know who these people could have been, right? And so these people, if they cared about you, this is the thing that they talk about. But not only do they not talk about them at all, they never talk about them. Instead, they tell you about white people to keep you angry. The longer you're an angry black man and black woman, the more you're going to react to police in a negative way. The more you're going to keep them in power, because you feel in your mind that they care about me. They care about me because they combating a white man. But these people don't care about you. These people live with white people. These people don't live with you. All those people I just named, guess where they live? In white neighborhoods. You seen BLM, what they came and did. BLM came, got all this money off the backs of black pain, right? Got the backs of black pain. People getting killed by police, George Floyd, and all these type of situations. BLM, they came and collected all that money, and you know what they did? Went bought mansions. And guess what? Not in the hood. Didn't go back to the hood and fix the hood up. They went and bought mansions to live around white people, the same people that they tell y'all are being oppressed by. I started to question things, man, a couple of years ago, man, and it made me, I started to question things because I'm like, why these people tell me all this about white people, but yet the white man holding me back, but he not holding them back. They children go to the best schools. They live in the best neighborhood. They children get the best education. Well, why the white man not holding you back? That was always, well, not always, because at one point I was caught up in that lie too, thinking that these people really cared about me. Man, if these people cared about you, the same way they cut up when George Floyd or a white person or a black person get killed by a white person, they would be in the hood every day. They would be in Chicago. They would be in St. Louis. They would be in South Central. They would be in Houston. They would be in New York. They would be in New Orleans. They would be in Atlanta. They would be in Washington, D.C. They would be in every day. They would be in the hood protesting when one of our black brothers or sisters get killed by another black man, or one of our black children get hit with a stray bullet because they was having a gunfight outside his house and he was in the house playing Xbox and a bullet went through the window and hit him and he didn't know what was going on, or a little girl. Right? If these people cared about you, they would protest every single time one of those type of situations happen. But when those situations happen, you don't see Ben Crump, you don't see Barack Obama, you don't see Sheila Jackson Lee, you don't see Maxine Waters, you don't see Al Sharpton or Jesse Jackson speaking about those things. Like I said, black women lead the United States in abortion. If they cared about black life, they would be in front of the black abortion clinics every single day protesting, saying, "Look, save the black life, save the black life." I understand women who got raped or who had incest, but of all abortions, that's only 1.5% of all women who get abortion was rape or incest. The rest is just killing the baby because they don't even want to be a mother, or whatever reason they do it for is wrong. Our community, we lead in that. And so I say all these things because, if we would focus on ourselves and just fix these simple issues, right? Make black love great again, right? By bringing back the nuclear family, right? And then our children will be raised in two-parent households and they will go out in the community and they wouldn't go out in the community angry and overly emotional because they were raised by their mom. And I'm not saying all situations, but a lot of times these children are going to school bullying other kids. They're in these low budget neighborhoods. They tear up the communities because they feel with so much anger and hate and resentment that was passed down from their mothers. And their mothers like that because a lot of times they didn't grow up with their father, or they done got messed over by these dudes out here who they degenerates and all they doing is just spreading their seed recklessly. All that has to stop. We don't need nobody to come save us, and nobody come and save us, because the people who we think care about us and the people who we think trying to save us is really exploiting us. It's really using us for power and wealth. These people can change this overnight, man. Don't you know if Obama was speaking every day, Obama had the greatest chance. Obama was the president of the free world. Obama could have been saying every single day. He from Chicago. Obama could have been saying every single day, look, black community, people who look like me and Michelle, you see how I did it. We kept our family together. It wasn't always perfect, but we kept our family together. I'm the president of the United States. Stop killing each other. Stop aborting your children. But matter of fact, he didn't. He supported abortion. He never spoke on black crime. But when there was a situation where a white person killed a black person, oh, he was on the front line for it. And it should tell black people, man, and I know I'm repeating myself, but I'm trying to drive this through, bruh. These people don't care about you. These people is not come and save you. These people hate you and they want you to continue to screw up. Black man, they want you to continue to overreact. This is why they paint these. This is why, and like now they got the reparation situation going on. And I'm gonna do a 4-part series about that on my YouTube. You got the reparations argument going on, man. America is broke. How is America gonna pay people reparations, bro? But what they do, and they know that America is not gonna do that. They work in Congress. Cori Bush leading the way. She knows she work in Congress. She know that we about to go in default. America is about to go in default right now if they don't raise that debt ceiling. I believe by June 1st, I believe. I could be wrong about that. But they about to have to raise the debt ceiling or America gonna go in default. So where in the world they gonna get this kind of money to pay people reparations? She know better than that. But all she doing is virtual signaling, sending a smoke screen out there to blacks to make them feel as though, hey, I love you. Hey, I care about you. And like I said, I got that whole situation locked up. I'm gonna do it's a little bit. I think it's about an hour and a half. I'm gonna break that down in about 4 parts, maybe more, maybe less. But I'm gonna break that down because I gotta speak on that because these people don't care about you, man. These people don't care about you, and and when they care about you, you gonna know they care about you. You gonna start seeing them show up in the hood, man. They can change stuff. Barack Obama got the power to change. Don't you think if every neighborhood, I mean, I understand he can't do it all by himself, but if every neighborhood, he don't got nothing else to do, he come when whenever it's time to speak on one of these police brutality issues, he pop up out of nowhere. Black people killing each other at an alarming rate. He could be going in the hoods. If not no hood, he can go right there in his own hometown, Chicago, walk the streets and talk to people and say, look, man, put the guns down. All of these cities is ran by black people. The blacks, they can't even go in their own hood. They can't even go in their own. New York is got a black mayor. Houston, black mayor. Atlanta, black mayor. Washington, D.C., black mayor. New Orleans, black mayor. St. Louis, black mayor. Memphis, black mayor. L.A., black mayor. All these areas got black mayors, and they hide in crime with black on black crime. Like you would think, man, at least they gonna put the guns down cause man, we got somebody black representing the city. We gonna put the beef aside right now. You know what I'm saying? Cause we don't want to make her look bad or him look bad. But they not because ain't nobody come and talk. Ain't nobody telling them that they only problem is them. Your only problem is who you look at in the mirror. They telling you it's somebody else. And it make me so mad, bro, because, these people is misleading black people, bro. And the longer they mislead black people, not only is they gonna stay in power, not only is they gonna stay in power and continue to build their wealth, black people is not gonna change. Nothing is gonna change. People been talking, our grandparents is leaving this earth dying, still blaming the white man. I understand at one particular time that was the case. But now, that's not even the case. The white man, the Jew, and all these people, they don't have nothing to do with us. Now, I tell you what they is doing. They capitalizing off our failure. When we want to go waste all our money on this designer clothing, they there to sell it to us. On these foreign cars, they there to sell it to us. This jury, they there to sell it to us. We need a lawyer, they there. So they just capitalizing at this point off our failure. So of course they not gonna say nothing about it, which is not their job to say nothing about it. It's not their job to look at us and say this your problem. We gotta fix our own issues. We can't keep waiting on nobody to do it, especially these black leaders and these so-called black liberal preachers, these athletes. And the reason why this video that this brother was speaking about kind of caught my attention because he's speaking about LeBron. LeBron always want to go hop on something and try to virtual signal like he care about black people. Black LeBron, you do better just shutting up and just playing the fifth, pleading the fifth. You have never heard LeBron, and LeBron come up in the hood. He know what going on in the hood. You ain't never heard LeBron speak on black crime because he understand that if he speak on that, he gonna get backlash. He gonna get backlash. Because why is that? A lot of people don't want to accept accountability. Black people are in the situation they in now because of themselves. And I'm going to close on that. Black people, only person going to save you is yourself. And what I mean by that is because God is going to save you. But in order for you to turn to God, you got to turn to truth. Long as you live in a lie, God ain't got nothing to do with that. God ain't got nothing to do with that. Long as you live in a lie, God ain't got nothing to do with that. Living a lie, believing that somebody holding you back, the white man, the Jew, believing that these members of the Democratic Party care about you, come and save you. These politicians, because they black and look like you, they come and save you. you living a lie, and God ain't got nothing to do with that. When you want to see truth, yeah, sometimes truth hurts. Sometimes truth causes you to have to unlearn and relearn, right? Sometimes truth causes you not to look at things the way they should be, but look at things the way they are. And the way they are is black leaders, preachers, these people is not on your side, most of them. Well, all of the black politicians so far that I can think of. But some of these black preachers, I'm not gonna. Some of them is good, but for the most part, they liberal, and they telling you that it's the white man. I've heard them say it, right? Anytime somebody else, anybody, I don't care who they is, anybody who telling you that it's the white man's fault why black people in the situation that they in, these people hate you. These people don't care about you. And the same way it is with your children. If you don't tell your children what they doing wrong, but yet you blame somebody else for it, you hate your children. And I'm out. Thank y'all for listening. God bless.